How's it going, guys? It's Ralph here from Beyond Hodl. Welcome to this week's Bitcoin forecast. As always, we're going to take a look at the COT, the Commitment of Traders report, to see what the asset managers have been up to, whether they added positions, reduced positions, and kind of just to get inside their head. Next, we'll go take a look at the margin accounts on Bitfinex to see what the leverage positions are up to, and then we'll wrap it up with some price action as always. So stay tuned and let's get started. Okay, so beginning here with the Bitcoin CME contract, we can see that as of November 30th, we actually had an increase of 331 contracts and alongside by the asset managers right here in the middle. And then you can see that we had a decline of 48 contracts for the asset managers down to 702. So if we minimize that and then we take a look at what that actually looks like here on the indicators, we can see that we're actually 89% long, okay? And that's exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a nice sustained rally above this 80 line right here. And you can see, again, when we've previously hit these levels before and we sustain, look at the beautiful type of rallies that happen in prices right here. Again, it's sustained, and you had that like end of push of the rally that got started in 2019, right? That's what we're looking for. Again, not much to say. Nothing has changed here in the COT for the past 3 weeks. Okay, even though price has been messing around. We'll talk more about price later, but we always knew that it had the opportunity, depending how our week levels came in and week out. We always knew it had the opportunity to come back into this demand zone, which we just hit. But again, we'll talk a little more about that in just a short time. But yeah, definitely longs are still increasing. Again, shorts are decreasing, and that's exactly what we want to see. Even better, what we would like to see is the shorts go below the average while the longs sustain. That would be like the icing on the cake. So let's move on to the margin accounts, and then let's see what those have been telling us. Okay, so moving on to the margin accounts here on Bitfinex, this is BTC USD short. We can see, and of course, guys, like always, I don't touch the charts, from the previous week when I do the video. So these lines are exactly where I drew them last time, and you guys can see that we had two different scenarios that we were looking for. So we can get rid of this one, which was the up move that we already knew happened. I'm obviously going to get rid of this one too. That was just a correlation that we had with price. And then what the shorts did. But focusing here on the shorts, you can see that right around here on November 29th, we were talking about a potential decline because we didn't know if that was going to be the high at the moment. That was right here on the 28th, 29th. We didn't know if that was going to be the high, and it was going to drop down to what? Below the yearly open. That was target number one. And then below the quarterly open. So we can get rid of this as well. Sorry, that was the premium from like 2 weeks ago that you see when it bounced here. That was the quarterly open bounced down. And then we thought that it was either going to hold and then go back below the monthly open, or it was going to obviously keep going for the yearly. It went for the yearly, and that's what caused, prices to drop and all that good stuff. But again, nonetheless, what we were talking about last week was that we wanted to see it go back below the yearly open and then start to target the quarterly open, or it was going to go up one more time, hit this premium, and then hopefully, we would see this collapse. Now we know already that that did not happen, so we can get rid of that right there. And we did have this one little push higher right there, and then that ended up being, a nice fake move to then lead us lower. Now I toggled this off just because it was annoying to try to explain it, but we can see right here, and this is exactly what I was saying. Like, it was weird to me that the price of Bitcoin, it kept correcting higher. You see this right here. It went higher a little bit there. It went higher a little bit here while the shorts were going up. That's never really something you want to see. And I call those like bearish up moves because they're being fueled by shorts. So on the entire way up, while Bitcoin, for example, right here, you could see that, Bitcoin moves up a little bit, but then it was done on, well, actually, this one was done on lessening and shorts. But the one that I do hate is, yeah, kind of like right here. You see how the shorts go up and then Bitcoin also goes up. I don't like that because to me that just means that they're adding shorts on that up move, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Every single time Bitcoin tried to go up here, it just kept getting sold off. Every time Bitcoin kept trying to rally here, it kept just being sold off. Now the same goes the opposite way, right? And that's why I wanted to focus on these shorts, because look what happened, right? Price declined about, I don't know, 10-15% or something like that, during that crazy drop. But look what the shorts did, right? The shorts declined with price, right? So if we see when price started to decline, we can draw a horizontal line there, and we can clearly see that was basically like the swing that was made for the impulse like lower for the positions, the shorts. So again, now that we're below the yearly open, right, we can take a look at the weekly chart and now look at that. So we didn't quite hit the premium, that was his red box, but we can definitely see we had one impulse leg higher after coming up from the all-time low, and now we're trying to retrace back. So the question becomes, are we going to keep staying below the yearly open? And what's going to happen when we hit the quarterly open, okay? So those are the two things I'm going to be looking for in the next coming days and weeks. I want to see a range, okay? So that's exactly what we want to see. I knew that we could potentially have this big up move, and I knew that was going to, you can see right here, it's going to lead the market lower. So it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. But what I wanted to see after that, I first of all did not want to see such a large move, and that's what caused this extended move lower. So I was thinking maybe it would fall like half of the way that it fell, but then obviously you can see the shorts kept, it never stopped at the quarterly open, and then it hit the yearly open. So what we want to see is a nice range bound market in these positions, and then an even better thing to see is the shorts actually lessening all the way down, maybe even hitting a new all-time low again, but that's highly unlikely. So what I would be doing right now is just targeting the discount here in the shorts. So let's go ahead and mark this out. You can see that would be right there. So the discount will be right there. We can make that green. I don't know why it looks like that. Extend right, extend left. We're going to get rid of that. There it is. And that's exactly what I would want to see. So basically, some sort of a move like this right about now would be quite nice, and it would let the market breathe up a little bit. You can already see right here, right? The market is finally starting to react to this huge decline in shorts. So yeah, this will be our level, and then this discount right here, and then we'll have to reevaluate to see what the longs are doing and whatnot. Now let's go take a look at the longs real quick, and this is actually not what you want to see as well, right? So we wanted to see the longs increase. That did happen, but then now the market is not feeding. So although the Bitcoin is USD price is going higher, it's not being done by leverage longs, right? So it could obviously be being done by the spot market, and obviously that's the only thing that makes sense right now, or some other place other than Bitfinex, right? But remember, you can only short sell in derivatives. Obviously, you can't short sell the actual spot, so that's why we take a look at these specifically on the shorts to see exactly how they're thinking about that. I like to use the longs more for like bull traps. You want to trap the longs that ape into the move. Those are usually pretty good signs of tops in the market. So let's move on to price, and then let's wrap this video up. Okay, guys, so obviously, this weekend, crazy moves happened here in the market, and everyone was freaking out. Everyone was losing their mind, thinking that was the end of it all. And actually, I was surprised quite a lot of people who, maybe usually at least even acknowledge the bear side didn't do it this time. But I made this post here not to brag or do the after the fact thing or whatever, but we do need to remember, guys. We've been doing this for, like I said here, 21 weeks now. This is the 22nd week, and the 22nd installment of this video. And by now, I think we should all know what happens when these weekly levels get respected, and you can't break above our weekly levels. So it's kind of crazy that they keep working, right? So we have this level here, and let's go into the price chart, I guess, because why not? We're here already. So the point of that tweet was basically to kind of like shake your reality in your and your belief, and to kind of tell you, like, you need to be looking in the right places in order to get the right information. And in my opinion, it really is these weekly levels here, and obviously our monthly levels as well. And this is really important because if you remember what happened last week, I was talking about two different scenarios that could happen. We could either move down here into the discount and then move higher. Obviously, we could see that it broke it. Or we could break back, just straight up break above it, which I thought it could happen here in the first when it broke above it. But then you can see right here, then it completely rejected it again, the weekly level. And then it used it one last time here to then sell off quite large and aggressively. I honestly did not expect such an aggressive drop, but it is what it is. But those were our two scenarios, and I do recall saying that again, when you're buying a discount below our weekly level, I wouldn't do that personally. That I think that's a super high aggressive risky trade. Now, even then, when if you were trying to buy, so you expect to see some sort of reversal sign here or anything, and that did not happen. But I remember saying that this is not what I wanted to see because we would be doing it below the weekly level. Now, what I would rather see, there's two scenarios, right? In retrospect, right? If you had to do it all over again, the way you'd want to do it is you would want to see this level hit, and you don't put in your entire risk if you do want to get aggressive and get in there. Now, again, why this is an aggressive entry? That's because you're below the previous week's the level that we chose, right? So what I would do is I would wait for it to come back above the weekly level. So hitting it, going back above the level. So I remember when this happened here, we had just missed the discount here, and I thought, okay, fine. Well, let's see what happens. I thought maybe we could get a nice rejection and go back above, but we did not, right? And that caused the prices to sell off aggressively. So that's one scenario. The second scenario would just be to straight up, wait for a move higher above it. So even if you bought on this candle right here when this candle closed, because it finally went above it, the minute that you close back below it, you should be cutting off your trade. You should not even be thinking of it. Let's say you get the worst entry in the planet right here. You buy the exact high. Well, you know what? Boo-hoo, so what? That's a 3% loss, 2% loss, whatever it might have been, and you just cut it off. Why? Because your weekly level has been invalidated, right? So that idea that you had is no longer true. So why would I hold on and wait for this entire, move to happen? Because you never know how bad it could get. And well, now we see specifically what happened here. So you can see, wow, I said it was a 10 to 15% move. That's insane. It was actually a 27% move lower. And honestly, that was, again, I did not expect it to be so aggressive so quickly, but it did not surprise me. And then now we can see right here, what did we target? Well, we targeted exactly what we thought we would target if we lost that level, which was the weekly demand here at 47,241. And now you can see where the prices hit today, right to that same exact level. So you can see basically I call this averaging of price. So no body of candles can close below, obviously depending on the time frame, and even when you go to the lower time frames, they only go one or two candles below it, which is what causes the averaging of prices at that level. So again, you don't see bodies of candles closing. So you see right here, it just ends up looking like wicks. So this is looking very, very strong. But yeah, again, I just wanted to get your attention back to this. And like I said here on the video, this has happened for 3 weeks in a row. Okay, so it's not something new. We already knew all the way from back here in November 12th that because this week opened below the previous week's level, we were looking for a potential resistance right here. Swing high, swing low, sold off. Right, swing high, swing low, sold off. And then again, it happened one more time. Again, I was hoping that this time it would be swing low, swing high, and then we would, again, if we went back below this discount, or if we hit this discount, I obviously don't make my decisions unless I want to get aggressive with it, and I have to be 100% ready for this drop if you buy 20%, 50% of your position here. But I would have waited for us to go back above this. And again, because you don't, my trading plan, and I've talked about this a couple times, it calls for, one, reducing exposure. So for me, my trading plan, if I'm below a weekly level, I have to be out of the market 50%. Okay, that's just how I do it. If I'm below a monthly level, which by the way, we were at that moment in time, which is what leads me to believe why it was such a large move, then I should be either 100% out of the market or down to definitely below 30% or below in my position sizing. Okay, but we'll talk more about that in the future. I do plan on making some sort of videos for risk management and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure that's going to be for free people or how that's going to look, but yeah, we definitely are looking to get you guys more acquainted with the way that we're thinking and the way we're managing our positions a little more actively, rather than just this one video per week and that's it. So yeah, this is what happened. Again, we definitely saw this coming. It was not, people seem to have been blindsided by this, but the signs were in the charts. It was right there. But remember, even if this move happened, and I talked about this for the past 3 weeks, right? Every single time we had this this bearish move lower, I said, even if we do get this drop, that's a bullish move. Why? Because the COT is bullish. They're 89% long. So all that we would be doing is just having a nice, I don't know why we're there you go, we're stuck. All what we would be doing is having a nice little correction, right? A nice little correction right to our level, to this demand. And now what do we have here? We have, I'm not going to draw it out, but we have a swing low, swing high. That's what this bluish box is. And now we should, so now this is the key, right? So let's look at this week's level. So this one, it gets a little bit more interesting. It turns out that this level here actually ended up being the monthly level. So now we can switch it purple. So now we know on the month, we absolutely need to go back above this level right here, okay? That's one. The second thing we know is that this new green line here, this green zone, is our new weekly level. So as long as we stay above this green zone, which is amazing that it hit it today. So see, the week open, we were already above it. That's actually the first time this has happened. Again, we tried going above it all last week, and we only were able to do it for one candle. For the past 3 weeks, I think maybe briefly right here, and then it rejected, and we definitely didn't do it here. If I'm remembering all this correctly, but again, we were never even able to sustain above our weekly levels the past 3 weeks. But now look at how it's looking already this week. We not only opened above the level, we retested it as support. Okay, so this is the zone, you know, 46,300, 46,600 around there is the lowest. You know, you don't really want to see price go below that, or we risk going short-term bearish on the weekly again, and we're already bearish on the monthly, right? We call that long-term bearish. Now, don't confuse the word long-term by a macro bearish trend. That's just how I qualify my monthly time frames. I think a monthly time frame is a pretty long time frame, but that's just me. But yeah, anyway, guys, the whole point here is we want to regain this level right here. So the level would be, now that we're above the, you know, we're bullish on a weekly, and obviously that makes sense, right? You would turn bullish on a short term to then go bullish on a higher time frame, and we would be targeting 57,300 to the 57,700 level. So about a 13 to 15% increase in prices. So there you have it, guys. I just wanted to throw this out there because a lot of people seem to have been completely blinded by this move. But again, it was right there in front of all our faces, and we all could have taken advantage of this and had our beautiful move right here, right to this weekly demand. So with that being said, guys, I hope you learned something. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think. Again, we are still bullish based on the COT, based on the margin accounts rejecting off the yearly open, right, the shorts. And we're looking to be bullish on this week, right? Only on the weekly at the moment because we're above this green zone. So as long as we stay above this, we're good, we're fine. And then with that being said, guys, stay safe. Have a great week. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure I'll be doing a video, and then I'll see you guys next week. So take care and peace.